Hi, this is Kannababu. This is part 5 of MVC country, state, city example by using drop-down list, entity framework as well as jQuery. For more videos, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Before watching part 5, you watch part 4. So in the last class, we discussed about employee will select the country, then automatically state names will display. When you select the state, then city names will display. Now when I select a city, I want to display the locations. So I want to take location drop-down list control. In the last class, we have written one method called getCities. Now I want to write one more method to get the location based on city ID. So I will try to copy this code and I will try to paste it. I want to get the locations. So here the name of the method I will try to give as get locations based on city, and here I want to write the code here. So here I will try to declare something like where locations is equal to, I want to write the code something like obj dot locations, where I want to get the locations based on city ID. So x is equal to greater than x dot city ID, x dot city ID equal to ID. Now I will try to take one list of select list item, and here I will give the name as li locations is equal to new list select list item of. So here my requirement is I want to read the data from the collection and I want to store the data in this collection li locations. And then I want to add the items li locations dot add of new select list. I will try to add the default item here, and here I will try to give default item. I will use object initializer. Here I will try to give text is equal to, I will try to give some default text. Select some default text I will try to give as select location, and here I will try to mention value. Here I will try to give value is equal to 0, the default value. This is the default value that I want to add within the drop down list. Now I want to read the data from the collection. As it is object initializer, I will close the bracket. Now I want to read the data from the collection. For that I will use for each loop, for each where item in collection. What is my collection name? Locations. I am actually initially entity framework will generate the collection. I am trying to get the locations based on city ID, and then I will try to store the data in the list select list item, because drop down list will always accept the input as select list item. And again I will try to copy this code, and again I will try to paste it, but here I want to bind the values from the collection. So I will try to write something like item dot location name, lock name, and here I will try to mention item dot lock ID. Item dot lock ID I will mention here, and here I want to convert the output into JSON. So return JSON of, and here I will try to pass the new select list item, new select list of. It is asking me to give the collection. The name of the collection is li locations, comma value field I will mention as value, and here I will try to give what text. Here I will mention as text, and here I will try to write something like JSON request behavior dot get. Is it clear? This is my requirement. Now I will try to go to my create.cshtml. There already we written the jQuery code. This code is meant to bind the states based on country name, and here this code is meant to bind the cities based on state name. Now I want to write one more script file to bind the locations based on city ID. So I will write some other method. So here in server side I have one method called get locations. I'll try to call this method. So go to create.cshtml. Here I will try to mention get locations. So here what is happening, whenever user select any city, then automatically document.ready function will fire. This function will check whether the city drop down list is changed or not. If it is changed, I want to make all the locations empty, and within the jQuery have Ajax method. this Ajax method will go to server and it will try to invoke the server side method, that is get locations. And we are at the time of calling this method, we are passing the input as city ID. And if the server side method is executed successfully, then success function will get executed, and the result of the query will store in where collection. Now I want to read the data from where collection, and I will try to store the result, and I will try, in order to read the data from the collection, you can use each loop, and I will try to bind the data to my drop down list control, that is location. So here in the design I want to create one more drop down list for what location. So here I will try to copy this code, the city drop down code I will try to copy, and here I will try to paste it. So here I will give the name as select location, and here also just I'll change the name location, and here I will try to give something like select location. That's it. And here if you observe clearly, the ID of drop down list here that is available, the ID that is available within the jQuery, both must be what? Same here. Here you have location. Is it clear? So here also just change the ID as location. Both the names must be same, otherwise you will get error. Is it clear? Now I'll try to debug and check the output. Here you just check, close one more bracket. Now I'll try to debug and check the output. Click on register. Employee will try to register his details, and here I will try to select country. I got all the state names based on what? Country. And here if I select state, I got all the city names based on what? State. I want to get all the city names based on state. And here if I select city, I want to get all the locations. Gachibowli, Adibatla, Raidurgam, so on. So if you select the location, I want to get the development centers. We'll see that one also. So here I'll try to write one more method. So here I want to get the development centers based on the location. So I'll write one method here, get dev center. Input is location ID, and I want to get all the development centers, and I want to bind this result to my drop down list control. So here I will go to create.cshtml, and there I already written the code, jQuery code here. So here again I will try to declare one more strip tag to call the method get development center. Same code. Again I have written the same code. Whenever you select the location, then this change function will fire, and it will make all the development center drop down list empty, and Ajax method will go to server and execute this method, and the result of this method will be given the input to the success function. And by using each loop, we are trying to read the data from the collection and attach the data to the drop down list control. And here you can see this is your dev center. Now here you come here, and here you keep one more what? Drop down list control to get what? Development center name. Is it clear? And here the name I will try to give, the IDs must be same as I told you. Here you have dev center. Just I'll try to copy this one ID of the drop down list, and here I will try to mention as select development center. Here also I'll give select dev center. Here also I'll give select dev center. Now debug and check the output. So here I will select the country India. So based on country I'll get the state names. And here I will select the Telangana, and here I will try to select city Hyderabad, and here I will select the location Gachibowli. So in Gachibowli we have two branches are there. One is HDC1, HDC2, Hyderabad Development Center 1, Hyderabad Development Center 2. Is it clear? Now here when I want to add one more drop down list to bind the department number, and based on department number I want to get what? Designation. For more videos you can subscribe to my channel. So here in the last class, here we have bind the country details. By default all the country details will be displayed in the drop down list control. We already know that one. Now I want to bind all the department details as well as technology details. For that, what I will do here, I'll try to take, I will write some code in create method, this get method. So here you can see, I'll try to paste the code. Now here, what is happening? I'm trying to get all the departments. Toolist. Toolist method is used to read the data from the collection, and I will try to bind all these departments to select list item. And finally, by using temp data, I will try to store the data in the temp data. Similarly, technologies also I'll try to bind. Is it clear? From my collections. Now I want to generate two drop-down list control in my view. So here within the get method only, get method of create action method, I have binded all the department details as well as technologies details also. Now I'll try to go to create.cshtml. And here if you observe, after this development center, I'll try to generate what? 3 more drop-down list control. One is to display department details, and other one is to display the designation details, and another one is to display the technology details. Once debug and check the output. So by default, when I press F5, when I invoke the create method that is available in employee controller, then automatically I want to do 3 things. One is I want to bind all the country names, bind all the department details, bind all the technology details. By default, designation will not come. My requirement is when I click on department, I want to get the designations based on the department. So here remaining all are working. You can see the technology details also. For that, again, you have to write the action method. How we have written for get states. This is get states method. This is get cities method. This is get locations method. This is get development center method. Now in the similar manner, you have to write one more method to get what designations also. So here I want to get the designations based on department number. So here I declare one method, get designations, and the input for the method I'll pass as department number. Now similarly, I will try to go to this code is same, how we have written for get states, get city in similar manner. I get the designations. Is it clear? Now go to create.cshtml, and here again you have tried one more method, how we have mentioned for this is for get states, get city, get locations, get development centers. Now again I have tried one more script tag to get the designations based on department. So here you see get designation based on department number. If you want this code, I will keep this code in the comment box. You can see the comment, the first comment, you can find the entire code, so that you can copy paste and check whether it is working or not. Now this is the employee registration page. Employee will try to enter the employee number E number underscore 1. Employee name I'll give as something like this Jaydeep, and select country. I'll try to give India, and here I'll try to mention select state. Select state. I'll try to select Telangana, and here I'll try to mention what? Select city. I'll try to select Hyderabad, and here I'll select the location. I'll select Gachibowli, and here I'll select development center HDC1, and select department technical. Now you can see the designations belongs to technical department, SC software engineer, senior software engineer, TL and PM, and select technology. I'll try to select .NET. Now whenever I want, I will click on create button. I want to insert all these details in the employee table that we'll discuss in the next video. For more videos, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel as well as Facebook group. Have a nice day. Thank you.